This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah. This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard with you. We are live downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino, and we definitely have a 3-hour banger lined up today. An hour from right now, Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchi and his advice with draft season upon us, heating up and getting really good. Matt Vasgersian, 90 Minutes, Major League Baseball. John Jansen in studio today. Lions and Wolverines analysts. Won a national title with Michigan back in the late 90s when they split it with Nebraska. That's going to be a fun conversation. And best bets in soccer this weekend with the Meat Man Steve Wiss. That comes up at 6:30 Eastern time. So preseason NFL tonight, Paul, 4 games. That's coming up in a second. There is a little bit of breaking news. So came out 20 minutes ago. Packers running back Josh Jacobs. We've all been waiting for this news, like what's going to happen with him. He has formally been charged with 2 misdemeanors stemming from his May arrest. He was originally booked on 5 charges, including felony, strangulation, but now faces reduced charges of misdemeanor battery and criminal damage to property. Now we're waiting to see what the NFL is going to do with that news. For him, luckily, not a felony, knocked down to a misdemeanor. Does he still get a suspension? We'll find out. They begin as a small dog, 1.5 points, week 1 against Minnesota on the road. Then they play at the Jets in week 2, Atlanta week 3, and at Tampa week 4. I will bring this up. If the Packers begin 1-3 with those 3 losses coming on the road, the seat underneath head coach Matt LaFleur is going to be more than simmering.
Well, I hope you're right. It should be hot. He hasn't done a good job the last couple of years. And that was a catastrophic close to have that 5-game losing streak and how bad he was in the playoffs. You could put most of that on him, what happened in the second half. I'm saying probably 2-game suspension, and these are polarizing teams in this division. You know, a lot of people like Detroit, but the Vikings are polarizing. A lot of people down on Green Bay, and rightfully so, without Parsons. And not a lot of people expect the Bears to repeat the magic they had, at least with the turnover differential, but expect them to be better on offense. So there is some love for the Bears to win the division, but you can talk me into last place. I could get there. You know, it's a tough division, and certainly how 9-8 was in last place last year, what happened, but how they closed, it's a big year for Love, but it also comes down to the health of this team and what his weapons are going to look like, and so far it's good news on Kraft.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a go for week 1. I do like that price out there lingering on this team around plus 350 to finish in last place in the division. You can absolutely talk me into that one as well. But here's the thing, in this NFC North, it feels like almost everybody, there's a consensus big time for all these teams other than Minnesota. And that is almost everybody's high on Detroit other than our buddy Paul Bovey. Most people are completely down on Green Bay other than our buddy Adam Chernoff. Chicago, seemingly, they're the biggest regression candidate in the entire league. And then the Vikings are 50-50. I think either you love the Vikings or you think they're going to tank. So,
do you really think O'Connell's on the hot seat?
Well, people are saying this because no coach, I think, maybe ever, has gone 5 years without winning a playoff game and kept his job? Or is that modern era, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
That goes back several years. I can't imagine. I wouldn't, because I would ask this question as I ask every team about to fire what I think is a good coach. Name me the better candidate that you're going to get.
Right. Absolutely. And how he's won games with lousy quarterbacks.
Yeah.
No doubt. So I hope if they win 8 games, he isn't gone, that he should stick around. So, and I know you're excited tonight because 4-point move on Youngstown State.
Up to 30.5 now?
Up to Mercy Horse. Talking to our buddy out here from Kansas before the show, he recommended Georgetown under. That's a 4-point move. And he said North Dakota, 27.5 against Long Island. So a little FCS for you tonight.
I have one of those games.
You got a good number on Youngstown. That's good.
Well, through those key numbers of 27, 28, and 30, evidently. And we also have 4 preseason games tonight. Dogs are 23-9-1 ATS so far in the preseason. That is 72%, and you have been crushing it by blindly betting dogs so far. For those of you, if anybody's out there that have been doing that. Bill starters, but no Josh Allen.
Well, they've been excellent.
Yeah.
They have the most points scored in the preseason. So Kyle Allen's been great. Bouchel was solid in the last game. And it's going to be Howard and Aller for Pittsburgh. And Howard was terrible. as they got shut out against the Jets last game, and he had 2 interceptions. So, as we've talked about all month, I can't imagine they keep 4 quarterbacks. So
they won't.
Probably Will Howard, odd man out here. He better have a good showing. And Buffalo open 1.5. There's 3.5s now, one at DraftKings. But the Bills have been excellent in the preseason, and we'll see if Pittsburgh can bounce back your angle after this quarterbacks played so well in the win against Green Bay, but were lousy last week.
What do you think of the total here now? 34.5. Pittsburgh is 11-4 straight up, and ATS in their last 15 as a preseason underdog. But to the total, Buffalo 16-5-1 over in the preseason, and in home games in the preseason, they're 14-3 over. Great numbers today by Steve Mackinnon at vsin.com. Is 34.5 too low in this game? Because I think you're right. I think we're going to get decent quarterback play from Kyle Allen and Shane Buechele. And then that's kind of banking on the combination there of Howard and Aller looking more like they did in week 1 than they did in week 2.
And there could be turnovers. You're not asking for much for 20-17.
Yeah.
I do think the second game goes under. And I agree with Tony Rizzo. Why isn't Watson playing? He needs reps.
He absolutely should be.
And Sanders isn't playing either. So it's Gabriel fighting to stay on the team with Green, who they drafted. They took another quarterback in the draft. Imagine that. So Gabriel and Green going the whole way for the Brownies. They've been awful ATS at home, as you're going to talk about coming up. And that's Tommy Cutlets and Morton for New England. And they're 2.5-point favorites, and rightfully so, based on how bad the Browns have been in the preseason. It's been a disaster.
Yeah, and we're going to get a lot of the backups, obviously, here for New England. But one reason why I say that is because Vrabel over the weekend and on Monday commented on the team's lack of depth. So he, I think, is going to be really pushing the backups to look a lot better in this game tonight. Also, there's this. Travion Henderson left practice on Monday. They were practicing in subpar field conditions. So I think he's just going to treat it as, okay, our backups have looked terrible. We need to improve, and I don't want to take a chance on getting anybody hurt, obviously, here in this third game. New England 14-6 under, to your point, Pauly, in the last 20 preseason road games. Currently on a 16-7 under the total surge overall in the preseason. There is this. Now, I have conflicting trends here on the Browns, but Cleveland, get this, 16-3-1 ATS, last 20 as a dog in the preseason. However, in their last 9 preseason games at home, 0-8-1. So they cancel each other out, and I can't buy into the 16-3-1 anyway with how bad this unit looks now.
Yeah, right. I'm with you.
You're exactly right. So you're telling me right now you're okay starting week 1 against a playoff team from last year with Watson?
I don't get it.
With what you've seen?
He should be out there tonight after how bad he played in the last game. No doubt.
By the way, that also tells me something about Watson. He should tell the team, I absolutely need more reps, and I need to be out there on the field because I'm not happy with my performance.
Well, probably doesn't want to get booed, though. That's the other thing. Finally, you saw some Rams money. This got to 4. So I just, this McVay stuff, it's gone away. He's covered 8 in a row.
Right.
And right behind the Bills in points are the Rams. Bennett's been excellent. Simpson's been good. They'll go the whole way. He doesn't play starters, but he still cashes his tickets. And it'll be good luck with Lance and DJ, who have underperformed with the Chargers. So down to 3 now at some spots here at Circa, and there's a 2.5 at Hard Rock. But again, what's not to like? These quarterbacks have been excellent. They're blowing people out, and he's covered 8 in a row in the preseason. Speaking of McVay, and I think they'll give a good showing in this one. And to me, I'm with humans with the Raiders. This is just get out of here alive, run the ball and punt, and get ready for the Rams in Australia if you're the 49ers. Not playing anybody. And it's a showcase game for O'Connell, who's played well in the preseason. He's a veteran. He can move the ball. And I know it's been ugly here. It's a 1-8-1 ATS run for the Raiders in the preseason going back. And you got your kicking issues, too, with the kid who's missed all these kicks. But I would think tonight at home they should be able to cover and beat the 49ers.
Yeah, I have no faith in them. I hope you and everybody else the best of luck by betting the Raiders in this game tonight. And I'm not saying that because San Francisco is on a 12-1-1 ATS run in the preseason. It's because a lot of the obvious stuff so far in the preseason has not been coming in. So that's why I'm a little bit shot on that. Mendoza so far, 8 of 15, 86 yards and an INT.
The pick 6 was terrible.
Yeah, and here's the deal. Cousins, another guy, he has played 1 series so far in the preseason. You okay with that?
Yeah, he went right down the field and scored.
I want a little bit more, though.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
For a guy that's a statue back there, I want to know exactly what it looks like. 1 series, not enough. And by the way, back to the Rams game for a second. You're gonna The quarterback challenge tonight is between Trey Lance and DJU against Stetson Bennett and Ty Simpson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's like Jacob Mizorowski right now going against a low end, like bottom feeder starter in Major League Baseball. Come on, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Give me Simpson and Bennett all day long. And the way that they have been splitting up, by the way, it was all Simpson in the first game. Yeah, he threw, I think, 25 times. In week 2, Bennett 31 times, Simpson 12. So McVay's probably going to go out there and say, yeah, we're battling this out for the number 2 overall quarterback. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Let's throw the ball 45 times again tonight.
I got a tough one for you Saturday. The total's down to 33.5. Kansas City's lost 8 in a row in the preseason. Milroe's going to go the entire game for Seattle. And it hasn't been pretty when he's been out there.
Well, okay.
So that's one. Can you say give me Kansas City? I don't know about that. Look at the total. My God.
When you go to vsin.com and you click on the analytics report from Steve Makinen this week for the preseason, all 3 of his rating systems make Kansas City the number 1 underpriced dog, showing between 4.3 and 4.7 points of value. That's his number 1 underpriced dog of the week.
It's been night and day between Locke and Milroe, what the offenses look like when they're out there. So with him going the whole way,
I think here's what I would do.
Ugly quarterback play in the second half.
Right. I would draw up a bunch of stuff that would suit Milroe's game here.
Well, they like him, yeah. If you watch Hard Knocks, McDonald likes him, how fast he is to just take off. And that's what they should do.
Heavy action as week 0. Games get closer and closer in college football. Looks like this game could hit a key number. That's next on Follow the Money, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Man, Saturday can't get here soon enough. Week 0 game starting bright and early. North Carolina and TCU in Dublin. And this has been one-way action. I'm not surprised by it. TCU at most shops now, Pauly, up to 9.5. I'm guessing it'll touch 10. How long it stays at 10, that remains to be seen. But I would certainly be intrigued by taking 10 points with North Carolina as the pressure is on Bill Belichick. And who knows if he even wants to do it beyond this year. But sign me up if it gets to 10. What do you think about that?
Well, he doesn't have a lot of leverage to go back to the NFL if it doesn't go well this season.
So he might just have to call
I would say that, right. Mm-hmm. But I think this could play out like last year. Like you'll know right away if they're not ready for prime time.
Yeah.
Because that was a hideous performance last year against TCU.
So people were losing their minds after the first drive and they scored.
Well, yeah, they're downhill ever since, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can at least make it competitive in the first half and what that might look like offensively. So you're right. Great way to start the season. But it's hard to get there with everyone being down on Carolina and the issues with the sun and what's happened off the field stuff with North Carolina.
Yep. So last night on VSiN Primetime, Tim Murray, Matt Humans, live from Hawaii, did a 4-hour college football show, and it was terrific. They're going to be on hand again tonight doing their show from 7 o'clock Eastern all the way until 11 o'clock. Great audio on the show. Let's begin here. Chris Felica, the Bear, dynamite on this sport. And I'm almost gravitating towards this thought as well because you've heard the case made for several teams this year to win the national title. And some people are making the case for Ohio State, but not a ton, not like the previous couple of years, at least in my opinion. And the Bear says to look out for this team because in his opinion, they are being overlooked.
It feels like as bettors, we are overlooking the Ohio State Buckeyes, who, by the way, the number 1 team in the most recent coaches poll. Do you think we're overlooking Ohio State?
I think we are. I think there has been so much focus on Indiana having won last year. Mm-hmm. Everyone kind of anointing Oregon. And I even said, I think Oregon is a team that has the fewest amount of questions coming into 2026. I think everybody's focused on the other team. You look at Texas Tech. We're talking about the SEC and the downfall. Can Miami make their own? Yep. I agree. And I think there are questions about Ohio State. I think there are concerns from what we saw last year in the Big Ten championship game and the college football playoff with Julian Sand and his inability to move in that offensive line against a really good defense. You lose Carnell Tate, you lose some other guys, you lose 4 studs, first-round picks on that defense. How can they replace them? How will Arthur Smith come in as an offensive coordinator? There are questions, but we can't overlook the fact that this is a team that recruits and replaces in the portal right up there with anybody in the country.
Yeah, and as a Big Ten guy from that neck of the woods, I mean, to me, top of my head, the last time Ohio State had a really bad season, oh boy. When's the last time they lost 3 or 4 games in the regular season?
Brad Proud was mentioning that in the summer, and that's why he's on the over. I think you got to go back to before, right in that Fickle era, something like that, where the last time they lost 3 games. So, as bettors, I don't know if that's the case, but like Femi said, they are number 1 in both polls. But week 2 at Texas, you have the Oregon game at home. But I would say they're going to be in the playoffs, and the worst case is a 2-loss season. And they'll be a force to be reckoned with come January.
Yeah, that was the Bear on with Femi and Will Hill on VSiN Primetime a couple of weeks back. What's the Bears nugget here on USC and Lincoln Riley?
When he takes on, as a head coach, a group of 5 school, a team from a small conference, he's averaging 57 points per game. And that's why a lot of people are on the team total and the game over Saturday against San Jose State. 59, 73, 48, 66, 56, 66, 49, 63, 56, 56, yada, yada, yada. 57 a game going back, and a large sample size that he runs it up against a little guy, in which they should do laying almost 40 on Saturday morning.
Absolutely. I hope that's the case because
great track record.
I have that bet in pocket as well at over 16.5 so far. And you have to go kind of based on, like he was talking about with Ohio State. That's their history, right? They don't lose 3 games. They're always good. They always retool. Lincoln Riley has done this. The receipts are there. That's who he is and what he does.
Right. You will love this as well. There already is a mock draft for next year.
Oh, perfect.
And they have the Browns taking and he's not saying they're going to be the worst team in the league. So it's going to take the Browns packaging both of their first-round picks to move up to number 1 to take Dante Moore.
Oh, my God almighty.
Arch goes to Arizona, and then Carr goes to the Jets, 1, 2, 3. That's how they have the mock at ESPN. Can you imagine? That is a mortal lock that Moore will stink if that's how it plays out.
No question.
I mean, oh, my God.
I don't even, as of right now, I don't even like the guy as a pro prospect. Do you?
2 number 1s. No, I don't.
But by the way, that's what the Browns would do.
Yes, they
probably.
would. Yes.
And the writing's all on the wall for that one. Another soundbite here. And this is the team that, look, I mean, what else does he have to do? It's only been 2 years, I get that, but it's the best coaching job, I think, ever. And that's not hyperbolic. Again, I have to remind people that, because people have short-term memory loss, but Indiana was the worst Power 4/Power 5 team in college football history before he got there. And what did he do? Back-to-back playoff spots and a national championship, undefeated season, and a Heisman Trophy winner last year. Stanford Steve was on with Tim Murray on the College Football Betting Podcast not that long ago, and he is still high on the Hoosiers this year.
Indiana's going to have a run game. That's the quarterback's best friend.
Yep.
Pons is probably the guy I worry about missing the most because of what a game changer he was and how he had, that little man attitude that just, you weren't going to beat me and I was going to be the baddest dude on the field. But you still have experience on the back end there. I think Haynes is if not the best, right up there as far as defense coordinator because of the approach they take. It just really makes sense every time I see them, and his ability to adapt and change, because he wants to attack, he wants to be on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And I look at that depth on the defensive. Every single coach, Tim, in the sport, if you ask them what they would want more of, it's depth on the defensive line. Mm-hmm. They want to be able to roll 8 guys in. Indiana's as deep as anything, and I think their special teams are going to be awesome. So I don't see them losing much. Like if things go accordingly, Cooper and Surratt, Cooper went in the first round. Nick Marsh is a better talent. He's a better talent as a receiver. He really is. So, you saw the deal with the gold shoes. I think Hoover is set up like big time. And I'm not going to fuss about, I love their running backs. I'm not going to, that's another reason why I don't have Notre Dame dropping off. Like, I'm not going to worry about who's playing running back at Notre Dame. Like, it's going to be fine. Like, they're going to be all right. So I look at what Indiana lost, and there's a lot there. I mean, you look at the NFL draft, there's a lot. But they replaced them with guys you want in those spots, and combined with the experience and talent level, and not losing coordinators, man. Like him going in the bag and paying his coordinators, I think says a lot. And they have a way of doing things.
Well, I hope Stanford Steve is right there, because I agree with almost everything that he said, and that's based on bets that I have as well, which includes Indiana to win the Big Ten at plus 310.
Mm-hmm.
I just, the top three there, they're so good, but to me, it was worth a bet again at that price, trusting Cignetti. And I know the concerns are out there about Hoover as well coming in, turnover-worthy guy at TCU. I think he's going to be completely fine. I buy into that.
I do. Yes,
yep.
I'm with you. And I'm excited for the game out here, the late night game on Saturday. And I believe Tim Brando's on the call, our friend. All the talk about Indiana. This program sucked too. How bad was this? We would go but being a Las Vegas, we would go 2-10 every year. They tried everything. High school coach, hot shot coordinator, steal someone from Urban Meyer's staff at Utah, go the small conference route. Nothing worked. And then Odom came in and somehow made it work. And then they go 10-3, 11-3, and 9-4. And who knows, that game in the middle of November when they're at New Mexico could decide a playoff spot. But I want to see what Arnold looks like at quarterback and Mullen's second year. And the problem with this has only been, like Brad Power said, they just can't beat Boise State, or they'd have some conference championships here. But now Boise goes to the new look Pac-12, so it's right there for UNLV that they can do this, and they hope to dominate what's left of the Mountain West, and they get North Dakota State at home. So a manageable schedule. I know Paul Stone is against them week 2 at Hawaii, but if they can start 2-0, they have a great opportunity to make the playoff because of Boise's difficult schedule, and maybe you get chaos with the other small conferences.
That number touched, it was as high as 6.5 there for several days, if not more than that. Now on the screen, basically a consensus of 4.5 here for UNLV. And I think it'll probably now ping pong back and forth between 4 and 5. I don't think it gets back to like 6.5 territory. But this is a monster.
Yeah, it is.
The winning team here has some hand.
Yeah. Football season's here. 4 games tonight in the NFL. Sharps has a free weekly league. Lets you practice the football plays you already study. Props, sides, totals, combos. Easy to use. Great website. Everyone starts with 10,000 chips. Got the week-to-week headline matchup with Mitch every week. Build your stack. Climb the leaderboard. Sharpen your reads. Join thesharps.com. Scan the QR code on the screen. Code VSIN50 for a 50% deposit bonus up to $100. Join thesharps.com, code VSIN50. Get it in, get your reps in.
Tonight's Major League Baseball card is up next. This kid has been on a heater for a month now, and the team he's facing is near the very bottom of a key category. Details next.
This is Follow the Money on VSIN.
A banger of a baseball game coming up later on tonight, and Yamamoto and the Dodgers are a dog. Why? Because they're in Atlanta, and they get to face Chris Sale. Now, here's after last night's win by Atlanta, they now have the head-to-head tiebreaker in case it comes down to that for the 2 seed in the National League. Atlanta is 25-17 this year against teams currently in a playoff spot. The Dodgers had to bust out 5 1/3 innings last night from relievers because Sasaki exited with a blister. Now he's on the IL. Tanner Scott, Evan Phillips, probably out tonight. They have pitched back-to-back days. Yamamoto has completed 6 innings in 11 of his last 12 starts. The other was 5 2/3. He leads baseball with an average of 6.59 innings pitched per game this year. He's 3-1 with a 1.98 ERA over his last 6 starts. And he has thrown 10 scoreless innings over 2 career starts against Atlanta. But his innings prop tonight is 18.5. Of course they had to put it at that number. So does he go? Do they trot him back out there after 6 complete if he goes that far?
I think so, yeah. Also, this is big now that they already won the series. They are going for the sweep. The Dodgers are 2-13 the last 15 against teams above 500. they get 3 of the 4 worst teams in the National League after this as well. So I think they're going to have a better record than the Dodgers when it's all said and done. And Freeman was good last night, but an offense wasn't the problem last night, but it has been in the previous meetings against Atlanta. So even though Yamamoto's got incredible stats going back, it feels like a 3-2 game tonight. And I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta comes out with another W.
I know. Yeah, total 6.5. Here's the deal. I mean, Chris Sale, again, he's been really, really good. Surprise, surprise. He has pitched 6+ innings with 6+ Ks in each of his last 6 starts.
Good against the Brewers. One mistake. That's it. Yeah.
2.19 ERA in 37 innings and 49 strikeouts in that 6-game span. Only 3 walks. That's it. So he did lose 3 straight to the Yankees, D-backs, and Brewers, but he had a 3.00 ERA in that stretch. That loss against the Brewers, he gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. Had no run support. That was the game against the Miz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this one here is 6.5 tonight. But I also, am I tempted by that plus money with Yamamoto. Plus 113, maybe.
I know, this is odd. It's rare.
Maybe first 5 actually is the way to go with the shot bullpen.
Yeah, you mentioned Atlanta. Milwaukee's 28-18 against teams in postseason position. So that's also incredible what Milwaukee's doing, beating the good boys, the top teams. How about tough for Kansas City last night? Come on, you couldn't score. You lose 3-0, and it ended the 9-game winning streak. But what a run Cameron's been on. And he goes tonight against Arrighetti. He started calling his own pitches late July. Since he decided to do that, 7 innings, shutout ball. 8 innings, shutout ball. 8 innings, 1 run. 9 innings, 1 hit, complete game shutout. 5 innings, no runs. He did have a couple mistakes against the Dodgers where he gave up 4 runs in 6 innings. That's his one so-so start. Other than that, he has been lights out. His numbers are ridiculous. Good job by him figuring it out. And Arrighetti, after a hot start, has been awful, and he already faced Kansas City. This guy can't hold you on. Someone gets on, it's a triple. So I would expect Kansas City to just steal a ton of base. You look at Witt. You can look at those stolen bases props, the success they've had the last time out, and how this guy doesn't hold guys on, and he's been bad anyways.
Yep, overall, this whole stretch, this is the guy I was talking about before the break. Been on a heater now for more than a month. It is Cameron, 3-0 overall with a 1.05 ERA. No homers allowed in his last 6 starts. That's 43 2/3 consecutive innings without allowing a home run now. And here's, in addition to all of those great numbers, Toronto, they have a 641 OPS against lefties. That ranks 29th in baseball. Only the Mariners are worse in that category. And it's basically a pick'em tonight in that game. And This will tell you, it's a pick'em for the game. But here at Circa right now, Cameron is minus 134 in the first 5. So you think current form has anything to do with that?
That's good.
Guy's been great.
And maybe they get, if they can get on and steal a couple bags, that'll come in handy as well, as they're playing well. And I think the other thing, we're at a year now, it's Game 6 of the ALCS, the last home run by Vlad at home.
Right.
Astonishing. Doesn't make any sense.
Nope. The Miz goes tonight. His shortest outing of the season. That was against the Mets. That was on July 20th. So really, just over a month ago. 1 earned run over 4 innings, 65 pitches. That was in his first start. He was dealing with some arm fatigue over the All-Star break. But he did give up 5 runs over 3 2/3 at Citi Field last year. Maybe the worst start of his entire career. So he has struck out at least 8 batters in 18 of his 24 starts this year. Does he go deep tonight? They lost Dustin May after 1 pitch last night. But Robert Gasser was good enough. He stepped in. He saved the pen for the most part. He went 5 1/3 innings, 1 run ball. That was it. So in theory, their high leverage relievers are going to be available after the Miz. I'm very curious about his workload, in this start and then in his remaining starts over September.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's high. I know. 9 minus 130 at DraftKings.
That's right. He's taking money because it was lower than that earlier today.
That one's, I don't have no opinion on that one.
Let me give you some good numbers here on the Astros-Yankees game. Because Wesniewski is going tonight for Houston. So he is projected 5.1 Ks at vsin.com. 5+ is minus 102 at DK. So when he was with the Yankees as a prospect, his best pitch was his sweeper. You fast forward to today, it's the same thing. Opponents are hitting a staggering 160 against his sweeper this year, whiffing on 45% of the swings. It's his most used pitch. He throws it almost 31% of the time. His chase rate rounded up to 38% this year. That's only behind Blake Snell, and it's one spot ahead Tarek Skubal among Major League Baseball starting pitchers that would qualify. And last Friday, first loss of the year, he rebounded from that a week ago when he went against the A's. Now, they're a minor league outfit at this time, but 5 innings, only gave up 1 hit. They won 4-0. Does this game have under 8 written all over it, Pauly? Because Cole is opposing him tonight. He's only given up 6 runs in his last 5 starts combined. And they're off that 6-1 victory against Baltimore last time out.
Yep, he's been excellent.
Yep.
I can see it. No doubt. Bellinger's been hot since he came back as well. This is funky. Amazing but true. Cole can match Mike Moore, 1981, for the most wins by a number 1 overall pick at 161. That is something.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is the Triple Crown chase and what can happen. Pete Alonso seemingly goes deep every game. That's now 9 in his last 16. So if Alvarez can hold him off, what we're looking at for RBIs, what that guy's doing every single, he's going to get stiff competition there to hold off Alonso.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that the Astros are at their best against these top teams. Doesn't make any sense, but 21-14 against teams in playoff positioning. But I would expect the Yankees and Cole to win tonight in this one. I'm with you on a low-scoring game.
Yeah, and you're going to have to tie me down not to bet against the Giants tonight. We were on the air yesterday during that debacle. They led 9-3.
It was the biggest collapse in the history of the organization. That's saying something. They've been around forever.
Yep. Lost in real time as we were live on the air. Gave up 7 in the top of the 9th to lose that game 10-9 at home. Roop is going tonight for the Giants. National League high 13 losses. Only Shane Baz, Orioles, has more. That's at 14. Tanner Bybee also has 13 to tie him there. And there's also this. Arizona is 8-1 against the Giants this year. They've outscored them 56-29. Devers has been hot.
Yeah, home run 3 in a row. There's a ton of guys in the Arizona lineup that have great success against Roop, too.
Right. And Arenado's been great against the Giants this whole season. So it's a, it's a pick 'em.
How do you respond? I mean, that's demoralizing. It was your first time to sweep somebody, and it's 9-3 in the 9th, and you blow it, and they tied the game. You didn't even register an out. It's just it's ridiculous.
No, it's disgusting, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, the problem is, and the reason why I have not bet it yet, is because this Cabrera is going for Arizona. So he last pitched on July 8th. He gave up 4 runs in 4 1/3. They lost that game 10-4 to San Diego. He went to AAA the next day. He allowed 8 runs over 3 2/3 in his last start with Reno last Friday. So it's no great shakes with that guy either. But boy, oh boy, at Pick'em, I think Arizona might be worth a bet. That, to me, the Yamamoto stuff, he's plus 120 in the first 5. Man, oh man, is that tempting. Mm-hmm. And we should have been stronger on Alonso yesterday. You're right.
Well, no, we pointed it out.
No, I know, but
total bases, and
should have had that.
It's hard to cash home run tickets, but it's just these guys hitting 500 the last 16 games.
Yeah, I'm saying we should have definitely recommended that, like in pocket. We brought it up a couple times, but
good for him.
Yeah. What if who brought this up? I saw it earlier today. What if the Orioles make the playoffs? Somebody said, could he be a long shot to win the American League MVP? I say no chance. I think it's Alonso. Right.
No, it's Alvarez.
Yeah, done.
Yes.
I think I think Alvarez could miss the rest of the year and win it. That might be a little bit far, but win-lose up next, and this is right up our alley. Season-long field goal props. Will the field goal record be broken, and which kicker will make the longest field goal in the regular season? Coming up next.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
First time it happened in Giants team history. Blew a 6-run lead in the 9th inning. Reds 50-1 in play. Favorites 8 and 7. Alonso anytime home run 4-1. Rodriguez to hit 2 100-1. Most runs Rockies 25-1. Highest scoring game Giants Reds 20-1. A's plus 120. Braves plus 110. Marlins plus 140. Red Sox shutout. Come on. Rockies plus 135.
The Sonny Gray angle came in.
Yeah. Favorites 2-0 ATS in the WNBA. And trying to hang on. Couple guys still out there. Minwoo Lee, 30-1 first-round leader. 8 under in Atlanta. He was solid today. Subscribe, be part of the team, vsin.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. That Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in, we'll put you on. It's that easy. This is at Dunkin' Donuts. They have the separate lane for the dogs where you can come in and get the pup cup. Look at that. Human lane? Come in for the dogs. Come on. Everyone gets a pup cup, and everyone's happy as they come in and go on the side and take this little. And you got the doggy bone, too.
Yeah.
That's great. The bone, the pup cup, separate side. Come on in. You know, they go crazy for it. Good job, Duncan. I'm proud of you. And this is a little hectic in the dishwasher with the beagle puppies getting involved or climb in there in the dishes. I don't know. What were they looking for? How did this happen? I don't know. How were they all jumping? How many we got there? 5?
4 or 5, yeah.
The other guy he's going all the way back.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. If someone threw a toy or what happened. But they're jumping on the dishwasher and the beagle puppies. You think there's some food? Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
Good call.
Young puppies, they obviously know, they don't know any better. They know nothing about life at this point, so they're like, what's in here?
Yeah, good call. I was thinking about it coming out as opposed to going in. Good call. Good observation. 2 mooses. As Nick Bogdanovich said, whiskey and a revolver, skip the whiskey. Phillies, Mariners over 7. 6-0 top of the second. That was your final score. Giants $1.30, 9-3 in the ninth. They blow it.
I'll make a poster out of that blown lead as
painful to watch that one.
Worst beat of the entire year.
All right, 4 games tonight, NFL. Sharp Plays is ready because football season's here. Week 0 Saturday. Exclusive data feeds from the 4 major books. Thousands of sharp bettors and pro syndicates tracked in real time before the market moves. All of it filtered and sorted by version 6.0 of their AI model. And every play logged since 2011 and the live play since 2021. They get audited daily by their own haters. No steam chasing, no stale trends, no recycle plays. Follow the sharp money at sharpplays.com. Jeff and the crew are fantastic. Give them a follow.
All right, we love this. Paul, you've been on it longer than I have, but I really got into it last year, and that is betting field goal props in the NFL, basically on a game-by-game, week-by-week basis. But now I think they should populate betting boards more for season-long stuff. And you can find this at several books. It's the longest field goal of the year. It's between, 67.5? Did a book go to 68.5 as well?
They have 68.5 here.
Okay.
And Caesars Will Hill has, will someone make a 70-yarder?
Okay.
And that's gone cut in half down to 4-1.
Longest field goal in history, Cam Little has the 2 longest ones. He's got a 68-yarder and a 67-yarder. Justin Tucker in 2021 nailed it from 66. 2 years ago, Brandon Aubrey from 65. And last year, Chase McLaughlin with the Buccaneers, 65 as well. So you can bet on, and I'm looking at the fine print right now, will that record be broken this year? It's 3-1 on the yes.
Yeah. Well, you remember Tucker, and when he made it, he put everything into it.
Sure.
And got that. But you watch what Butker did. It doesn't even look like they're playing the same sport.
I think it's because the balls are different, though,
That's right, yeah. Where Butker did it no problem from 69 last week. And you're seeing guys, even the rookie in Green Bay, hit the net from 59, what he's doing. And we know about Aubrey, how he just comes out and doesn't even get a huge head start.
Right.
And 58's a piece of cake for him.
So the first time that I read that prop, will the field goal record be broken, I thought it meant for most field goals in one season. That's also another fun prop because I think these teams are more confident in their kickers than ever to say, yeah, okay, here's a 62-yarder, or it's 4th and 4 from 58. I'll take my chances, right? I would like to see that prop put up. The most field goals ever made in one season. Well, last year, Fairbairn made 44.
Missed 2 games.
Yeah. and he tied David Akers back in 2011. He made 44 out of 52 attempts. But I want, will a kicker make 45-plus field goals this year? At the right price, I think that would be worth a bet, Paul.
Okay. And for this one, I want Sly.
I think we're
with
in
Tennessee.
cahoots here.
He's 14-1.
It's longest field. Which kicker is going to make the longest field goal?
Week 1 of preseason against the Niners, he hit from 58, 55, and 53. Sunday, he hit from 55. Last year, he hit from 58 and 57 twice. He makes it look easy. He's got a huge leg. You know he can make it. A conservative coach in Salah, not to mention, when in doubt, just say, 4th and 6. I don't trust this offense, but I trust my kicker here. And he's the defensive-minded coach anyways, that he can do it, and he could come out also if the circumstances are right and nail a big one right before halftime or a walk-off game winner. So the evidence is there, and Salah has no problems, as we've seen already, in the preseason, trotting him out from 58 and 55, and he's nailed several of those.
Yep, we're on the same page. That's the same guy that I had circled. Like Cam Little is plus 150. As I said, he has the 2 longest field goals made in the history of the sport, but you don't want to bet plus 150, especially when you have so many other weapons out there. Perfect storm here, and I thought we had it, 2 years ago in Denver? I thought they were going to trot Aubrey out there for like a 75-yarder. And I think they decided to go for it at one point before the half.
Yeah, they were in field goal range, and Dak, I think, threw a pick. But
yep.
That's
So
a perfect storm.
He's 3-1. Butker is 7-1. What we just saw, that's actually not a bad number.
Yep. Would have been good from 75.
Yeah, and so what about Daniel Carlson now with the Saints? So he'll be kicking indoors a lot. He's 28-1. He's got a huge leg. But the other guy is, I would take a shot with the unknown, with the rookie that you talked about already, with Trace Mack from Green Bay. He's been one of the...
He's been impressive.
Absolutely, right?
Yep.
And he's 33-1. I don't know. He's a rookie, so we've never seen it before. But so far, to me, it looks like he could make one from 70, no problem.
Yeah.
And again, you're kind of betting on, well, here's the deal at this point. It's halftime or the end of the game, and we happen to be in range for a 69-yarder. And which guy is it going to be? Maybe Smack goes out there and drills it right between the uprights. And he's 33-1, like I talked about. So don't hate that one either.
I'm glad they got it up. Cirque immediately put it up after what Butker did. And so that's a 69-yarder. And then 70 at Caesars and Will Hill. So good job by the books.
I'm still waiting for...
It gets a lot of interest because the number has moved big time at Will Hill.
They opened, 65.5, 66.5?
Well, they put up, will a guy make a 70-yarder? It was 8 plus 850. Yeah. It's down to 4-1. Okay. This was all over social media today. I'll share a couple because it picked up so much steam. Some of the wildest stats in NFL history. Larry Fitzgerald in 17 seasons finished with more tackles than drops. 42-29. Come on. That's impossible. During the entire 2014 season, the Kansas City Chiefs didn't throw a touchdown to a wide receiver. The whole season.
That was 2014?
2014.
Yeah, that was Alex Smith.
Oh.
I remember that.
Ryan Fitzpatrick led the 2019 Dolphins in rushing yards and touchdowns. He was 37 at the time.
Wow.
The Panthers have never recorded back-to-back winning seasons in their franchise history, yet they once won the South 3 years in a row. Tom Brady never played a game in his entire career where he was mathematically eliminated from the playoffs going into it. For his entire career, Brady has a better chance of getting to a Super Bowl, 47.6%, than Steph Curry has of making a three, 42.2%.
Yeah, he also had a better chance, right, of winning the Super Bowl, I believe, than missing the playoffs.
Mike Vrabel has 12 career receptions. Every one was a touchdown. And the Lions went 70 straight games without having a 100-yard rusher during the Stafford era. Started after Reggie Bush had 100 yards on Thanksgiving in 2013. The drought lasted almost 5 seasons. Come on.
Now, that's pretty tough to do.
That is. These are great nuggets. How can that? The Larry Fitzgerald thing blows my mind.
Yeah.
More tackles than drops.
Well, they talked about that a lot at the end of his career. By the way, we have a college teammate of Tom Brady on the show coming up a little bit later on.
Yeah, The Rock.
John Jansen's going to join the program. He's out here in Circa, current radio, TV analyst for the Lions and the Michigan Wolverines. Up next, Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian on the program. Has his opinion changed on Ashton Genty or Bijan Robinson for various reasons? We'll ask him coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.